On this episode of my 30-day Ganges adventure, I go it alone, battling unpredictable weather, wild animal encounters, navigating the Ganges at night, and finding myself deeply immersed in the culture. All this while racing against the clock, with only 26 days to paddle over 1,000 kilometers to the ancient city of Varanasi. My dream of becoming an adventure filmmaker is on the line.
It's days like this where giving up really starts swirling around my mind.
Today, I'm paddling to the holy city of Haridwar to meet my mate Himanshu. But first, I have to navigate the bustling streets of Rishikesh on this cold winter morning in search of a launch point. This stretch of river is known for its shallow rock-filled rapids I like to call ankle breakers. I can't raft over them, which means dismounting and pulling the raft, slipping and sliding and praying that I don't break an ankle. Cue scenes of me having a bad time.
Oh, the water's cold. Time for me to get out and trek through this shallow, rocky rapid. Oof.
You know you're in deep when you start questioning your life choices on day 5 of a 30-day adventure. Today's gonna be a long day. Whew.
Stuck on rocks. This is the worst. Why'd I come back here? I'm better off throwing the raft on my shoulder and walking down the highway. It's just another sea of rocky rapids. Oh no. Ah, the water is so cold.
Slipping and sliding in the icy cold waters of Mar Ganga, ankles swelling as daylight threatens to slip away, forcing me to camp out on the rocky banks. What a life I live. Shit, I'm stuck. Icy cold water pours over the side of the boat and I can't seem to break free. I guess a wet butt for the rest of the day is my new reality. I can see Haridwar Dam in the distance and Himanshu on the shore, signifying the end of today's paddle and the beginning of my quest here in the holy city of Haridwar.
Hey bro.
Meet Himanshu, a curious local from a small village on the outskirts of Haridwar who answered my couch surfing message.
Yes.
I'll be staying at his place tomorrow night and experiencing Holi festival in his small village of Alipur.
And it's so good to be here. Today was a big day.
Haridwar holds immense cultural and religious significance as one of India's 7 holiest cities. It's where the sacred Ganges River descends from the Himalayas to the plains, and according to ancient texts, is one of the locations where drops of the elixir of immortality fell during a battle between gods and demons. It's believed that bathing in the Ganges here washes away sins, leading to spiritual purification and liberation. But enough on that for now. It's time to get some rest. Heading to the village, I'm staying there tonight.
There's a huge fire for Holi, which launches Holi Fest.
Every man and his dog in Haridwar is stocking up on the nectar of gods. The drinking of alcohol during Holi is somewhat taboo and mostly done behind closed doors. This bottle shop is on the outskirts of the city, and the sale of alcohol is often heavily restricted or completely banned in cities along the Ganges to respect customs and religious practices that take place near this sacred river. I enter town with a level of nervous anticipation, not really knowing what to expect.
We've been spotted.
Hello, mister.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Hi.
Hello. Happy Holi.
Hello.
Happy Holi.
Happy Holi.
Happy Holi. Happy Holi.
Happy Holi.
Looks like I found my crew. Now it's time to become acquainted with village life, starting with wild marijuana crops, giant brown snakes, topped off with this magnificent 30-foot soon-to-be-lit bonfire made out of whole tree trunks. Who says village life is boring? We're here for the lighting of this mammoth fire, which is part of Holika Dahan, a ceremony that marks the beginning of Holi Fest celebrations. The bonfires being lit all over India represent the burning of the demoness Holik. People gather around to offer prayers, seek protection from evil forces, and celebrating the triumph of righteousness.
Maintain distance from that people.
Yeah.
They are like.
So, we just got chased off by some local gangsters who were starting to get a little too aggressive, but that hasn't deterred my crew. They take me to a different spot to view the fire. I'm glad I didn't miss it. 20-foot flames grasping at the moon, licking the cold night's air. That's a fire I won't soon forget.
Good morning. I'm here on the rooftop of Himanshu's house, and today's Holi Fest. It is a massive day, huge celebration here in India, and it's all about getting rid of negativity and bringing in positivity to your life. So there's going to be lots of colors, lots of dancing. This evening we have the Ganga Aarti at Harkapuri. We're going to party here all day, then we're going to go there at the night. We're going to join in the prayer ceremony. I'm going to bathe in the Ganges.
This is Holi Festival, where people greet you with an embrace, followed by rubbing colourful powders into your face and hair and yelling, "Happy Holi!" It's not exactly a big leap to guess why it's also known as the Festival of Colours. Holi, like everything else, is steeped in Hindu mythology, based on the story of Prahlad and Holika, symbolising the triumph of good over evil.
Like people fighting and shit. There are some intense interactions going on here.
As states of mania and ecstatic dancing turn into frenzied fisticuffs, I decide it's time to leave for the evening prayer ceremony at Harkapuri.
It's Haridwar main market.
The Ganga Aarti at Harkapuri is a mesmerising evening ritual where priests offer prayers to the sacred Ganges River by lighting lamps and chanting prayers. Dipping oneself in the Ganges at Harkapuri is a profound act of spiritual cleansing, as Hindus believe that bathing in the sacred river washes away sins and purifies the soul. Most likely being the only foreigner in attendance, I'm kind of nervous about stripping down to my undies in front of tens of thousands of worshippers. I guess that's the price I pay for washing away my sins, of which there are many. Here you can see people wave their hands over the flame and then do the same over their heads as if washing themselves with the flame. By doing this, worshippers symbolically purify themselves and absorb the divine grace invoked during the ritual.
Now we're going to make our way through the crowd, and I'm going to take a dip in the Ganga, wash away my sins, and it is packed full of people.
I'm feeling nervous as I approach the icy cold waters of Mar Ganga. Why oh why did I wear old saggy undies to this crowded spiritual event?
It's so cold.
It's supposed to be one dip for each sin, but that could take me the remainder of my 30 days, so I opt for 3 and promise to be a better person moving forward.
Well, washing away my sins in the Ganga, I can tick that one off the list. I feel good. Feeling really good.
The celebrations and worshipping continue into the night, but that's it for me. I'm back on the water at the break of dawn tomorrow. Fresh and full of energy, I blast through 2 uneventful days. So we'll start from here, Bijnor, a city of around 4 million people that you've almost definitely never heard of and has never been on any tourist itinerary. I've stayed the night here and now I'm trying to find my way back to the river, which is about 10 kilometers from my hotel, but no one seems to know how to get there.
We've almost made it to Ganga. We think it's that way.
A rickshaw is stalled on the sandy banks, so it looks like we're walking the rest of the way.
Yes.
After a short 13-kilometer paddle, I find a spot on the sandy banks. This spot should keep me hidden from river pirates, but I don't think Crocs will have a problem finding me here. I think it's a case of pick your poison, I guess.
It's 2 a.m. and we got a hardcore storm coming down. Never ends. It's eerie out here this time in the morning. I mean, you can't see anything. A croc could just come out of nowhere and snatch me. I'd never see it coming. I'd have no hope of seeing it coming. Like a bit of chum sitting on the shoreline. Come and get me, crockies. Yum, 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 yum. Breakfast waiting for ya.
And for my next trick, I'm going to go against common sense and paddle into the foggy abyss. I'm feeling the time pressure, so risks have to be taken.
I'm having a hard time this morning. How am I ever going to finish this trip if the water levels are too low? And now I'm wading my way through waters where crocodiles live. I literally can't see anything right now. I'm really frustrated. I'm just really, really frustrated. And it's just getting dangerous. I don't know what's up ahead. This is a disaster. Nothing seems to be going right. All I want to do is quit and go home. We have dolphins, ladies and gentlemen.
And just like that, I went from having one of the worst days of my life to coming across a pod of Gangetic dolphins. The highs and lows of an adventure filmmaker.
Wow! I got dolphin! So sick. A little baby one. Wow. And these are the sorts of things that kind of make all the pain and the suffering and the being annoyed and the frustration all worthwhile. Yes! That's sick.
I go from the darkest depths to the dolphin screaming highs and then come within meters of getting crushed by a giant chunk of eroded sand. Some life I live.
It's getting late and it's raining and I'm nowhere near my waypoint. It means another night on the banks of the Ganges in my tent. My soaking wet, sopping wet, stinking tent that's full of wet sand.
You getting the idea yet? What this really means is that I have to camp in a foggy jungle that looks like Camp Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th horror films. Yay. Lots of scary noises coming from outside the tent. There's something lurking around right outside the tent. I am scared. It's early morning. It's still raining. It rained all night last night. And there's some shit coming. I can hear whether it's people or horses or an animal or something. Very uncomfortable right now. I gotta go. I gotta go. Something's coming closer. What the fuck?
Hello?
I'm feeling extremely vulnerable. I don't know what dangers I'm walking into. You can see my hands shaking as I approach this guy.
Hello? The monkeys?
Huh.
Ah. They're dangerous?
Huh.
Yeah, I heard them run past.
I thought we were talking about monkeys, but I later learned that he was warning me about the local crocodiles and teaching me how to defend myself. I wish I understood Hindi because I could have really used this information later on in my trip.
Let go! Let go!
That scared the hell out of me, man. I thought they were gonna come into the tent and fucking rip my face off. Anyway, I'm gonna start packing. I need to get out of here because that was enough for one morning.
As if almost getting jumped by a gang of wild monkeys wasn't enough, the weather turns, forcing me to take shelter. It makes me reminisce about the corporate working days where the worst thing that could happen to me in the morning would be spilling coffee on my tie.
So here I am in the rain, just waiting it out. I don't have enough food supplies. Take some deep breaths and just acknowledge that it sucks and just deal with it. These are the low points. I'm thinking about quitting. I just don't know if I believe in myself. I'm moving at half the speed of my schedule. Today I'm not moving at all.
Today was a battle of attrition and the river won. I travelled a soul-crushingly short distance from the previous camp.
It was just a horrible day. And so I pulled up camp early and I'm drying out my tent and all my stuff. I haven't had anything proper to eat in like 2-3 days. I didn't have any water all yesterday. I finally filtered some water, so I do have water now. Today, when I was battling the rain and the wind and the water, I was at such a low point. I just wanted to roll out of the raft and just sink to the bottom of the river. The reality is I'm not going to give up. So I might as well just suck it up and keep going.
Another cold wet morning as I head to the launch point. I've had a full day to wrangle and review footage, recharge batteries and catch up on my diary. Somehow I feel even more mentally drained after spending a full 10 hours pouring through 3 days of footage. I skirt the boat vendors and make a beeline to the far end of the bank to find a launch point.
There's a gas. Hey, look. Hey. Yeah.
Lunch, a classic serving of rice and dal. This elderly gentleman was walking the banks as I pulled up, so he wandered over to sit with me. The absence of a common language doesn't deter our mutual curiosities.
ये दरगाह है दरगाह
When I showed my friend the footage later, he told me we were talking about two different things, but it didn't really matter. His unmistakable actions of kindness fills my cup and gives me the boost I need to keep going.
So I just spotted a croc slide into the water, and that's why I bowed out of the raft and ran. I'm sitting on that bank over there.
I try to work up the courage to get back in the raft, but my mind, gripped by an anxious-ridden urge to survive, doesn't let me.
I'm using the paddle to drag the boat through the water while I walk on this sandbank past where the crocodile went into the water. The water's murky, so I can't see underneath, so who knows.
I had a tiny, inflatable raft between me and a 1,000-pound prehistoric beast. This is eerily similar to the nightmare I had last night. I hope the real-life version has a better ending. I never saw that croc again. I hope it's the last one I ever see.
I had a terrible sleep. I was having dreams about getting eaten by crocodiles and tigers attacking me in this tent, and I don't know, man, the wildlife are terrorizing me here.
My challenge for this morning, a steel frame temporary bridge covered in dirt and rust. How wonderful.
This is a problem.
I move like Baryshnikov in his prime, trying to gracefully twist around the rebar. If the boat gets a puncture here, then me and all my camera gear are going down with it.
Wow, that wasn't fun. My boat filled up with water.
Oh yeah, it's raining too. Maybe being a real estate agent wasn't such a bad idea. No rusty rebar, no rain, no crocs, and a real career where I actually get paid.
I've still got a long way to go to get to Narora. I'm pretty tired. I've been paddling since 8 AM and it's now 2:30.
Living in a constant state of survival mode for 2 weeks is catching up with me. No sleep, little food, and always being on guard for dangers has put me in a state of exhausted delirium that I cannot put into words. I'm getting called into shore by some curious locals. Usually I don't oblige, as it's impossible to discern friend from foe from the water. But I need a break, and these guys give me good vibes. In Indian culture, the ancient Sanskrit phrase Atiti Devo Bhava, meaning the guest is God, is a sacred duty that is taken literally by locals. Indians believe that God can come in any form, so every guest is treated as God. I've been offered tea and biscuits more times than I can count. Atiti Devo Bhava.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you. Really hurting. I mean, I've been paddling since 8. It's now 5 o'clock. I've barely had a break. I've barely had anything to eat. With the warmth and the kindness of this town, it's moments like those that are pretty special.
You can hear me choking back tears. I was in such a fragile mental and physical state that the simple act of offering me tea and biscuits has really moved me. I needed that energy boost. I think I just needed a simple gesture of kindness from any human being. I shovel fuel into the furnace and hit the throttle, burning what little energy I have left. Narora Dam appears on the horizon. I've made it. I can't believe it. My struggles are over for now. Heading somewhere, there is a bed and a lock on the door. I feel a deep sense of calm wash over me. I have somewhere safe and at least somewhat comfortable to sleep. Based on advice from my buddy Chandon, who's rafted this river before, I book a taxi to take me to Farrukhabad to circumvent this section of the river that's known for pirates.
You never know how much traffic you're going to come across in a short 10-kilometre car ride. India is the most populous country in the world with over 1.4 billion people, and somehow they all seem to be between me and the river.
There she is. Beautiful Ma Ganga in all her glory. What I was hoping to be a 10-minute car ride ended up taking 2 hours, putting me well and truly behind schedule. But what else is new? More unforgiving weather. This time gale force winds attacking me from all directions.
I'm having all sorts of problems at the moment. Flying me back. I can't fight it. Tough going today. The sun is almost set, so I'm scouring the banks for a decent place to camp. I've left it too late today. It's looking pretty exposed and dangerous out there. Alright, so I spoke to some locals up in this jungle area, and they're advising me to go to the town. I think that just this jungle area is a little bit dangerous, and they're a little bit worried about me.
Oh, cool. What is it? Tobacco?
I laugh nervously as I hope these two guys are taking me somewhere safe for the night. All communication for the past 2 weeks has been hand gestures, and this interaction is no different, so I'm not entirely sure where we're going. We jump onto a wooden boat and are shipped to the other side of the river. We hike up an escarpment. I still have no idea what's going on at this point. Sometimes you just gotta let go of fear and lean in. It's cold out and I get the feeling they lit the fire just for me. After a delicious yet simple meal of dal and potatoes, they set me up in a room with hay on the floor, sleeping 3 abreast with my 2 buddies who saved me from a night out in the jungle. For that, I am eternally grateful. Another morning in this mythical land. Everything here is foreign to me, yet I feel comfortable here. Locals have looked after me time and again. I offer money to the men who saved me and they flatly refuse to take it. That says it all.
Bye. Thank you. I'm feeling renewed, refreshed, and ready to rock.
The least I could do was let the local kids take Hanuman for a spin. Now it's time for the biggest kid of all to take it from here. I've got a long way to go and I'm days behind schedule. Well, that was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I'm on my way to Kanauj, a town around 48 kilometers from here by river, to meet Brajesh's brother Rajan. Brajesh is the guy in the yellow vest who rescued me last night. His brother has offered to receive me in Kanauj. I'm not entirely sure what that entails, but I guess I'll find out when I'm there. My biggest challenge is to get there by sunset. I'm not happy today. I'm tired, I'm spent, it's hot. Getting no favour from the current. Still got a long way to go to my destination. It's days like this where giving up really starts swirling around my mind. My arms, hands, back and hips are on fire. I have to lean forward to straighten out my arms, which feel like knotted steel cables, and to release the tension in my lower back. I don't know how many more days I can do this for. The sun is setting. That's a problem, because I'm still probably 2 hours away from my destination. I know the crocodiles are more active at night. Well, I'm paddling here in the dark, and I've come to realize the problem immediately. And it's that I don't know where the hell I'm going. I can't see anything. This is kind of scary. Kind of shitting myself right now. Well, that's some scary shit. It looks like I'm close to the meeting point as I can see candles floating downstream from the local ghat.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Meet Rajan, the brother of Brajesh.
Hi, Alex.
I'm so incredibly relieved that he's actually here waiting for me. I'm beat up and physically and mentally fragile. Rajan is taking me to a local ashram where he's organised a bed for me. You'll find many ashrams along the Ganges. They are places of learning, worship, reflection and community, usually run by holy men. Most also offer a place for pilgrims to stay while they're on a spiritual journey. Just blown away by the generosity. I have a beautiful place to stay. I have hot tea. I have hot food. I've got everything I could possibly need. Amazing. A night's sleep without fear of a wild animal encounter or getting jumped by river pirates is just what the sadhu ordered. After packing up and preparing for a big day on the river, Rajan takes me to his village to meet his family and experience local village life.
He's my house.
Aha. Ram Ram.
He's my big brother.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
He's a friend.
The village is teeming with life. Everyone is busy contributing to their family or the wider community, from pumping fresh water to feeding the animals, tending to the crops, or vendors selling goods from his cart.
Working. Yeah.
Buffalo cleaning
So-
the house.
Tending to the buffalo, cleaning the house,
Yes.
working the fields,
Field for
fishing. Acha. Ram Ram. Ah.
With the homes stacked on top of one another, everyone knows everyone and doors are always open. It's about looking after one another and sharing what goods you have. These people don't have a lot of money, but they live very rich lives. Rajan invites me to the roof of his house where leisure takes place in these villages, as there's no such thing as backyards and in-ground pools. It wouldn't be a house visit without some tea and biscuits. Atiti Devo Pava. It's time to head back to Ganga with a little takeaway doggy bag of aloo masala, chapati and some dal from Rajan's mother.
Rajan?
Long time.
Dhanyavad, thank you very much for all your help. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Ram Ram!
Funeral pyres by the banks of the Ganges. It is every Hindu's dream to be cremated this way. Having one's ashes scattered in the river is thought to unite the individual with the divine and to purify the soul to achieve moksha, liberation from the cycle of birth, death and rebirth.
I just don't know why I'm out here anymore. I'm very frustrated because I'm way behind schedule and I can't seem to catch up. Yeah, I don't know, I feel weird. I think I'm lonely. I'm gonna pull up here and just basically ask them if there's anywhere I can sleep.
I latch onto the boat of these local young men while Himanshu explains my plight. Fingers crossed they take me in. I have nowhere else to go. These guys escort me to town, but that's all the help they can offer. The son of the local shop owner in the yellow jumper sets me up under the awning of his father's store.
Hey! This is the crew. And this is my bed.
There's something inherently comforting about light, making me feel much safer from bandits even though they're just as likely to rob me blind here or anywhere they might find me.
So yeah, my tent's broken, so it doesn't really keep anything out anymore, which is a concern. So it doesn't keep mosquitoes out or monkeys or potential snakes or any other sort of creatures that I don't want in here. I'm happy, I'm tired, and I'm a little bit anxious about my sleeping situation tonight. And that about sums up my entire world at the moment.
It was another completely sleepless night, so I'm feeling very, very, very worn down. I'm worn to the nub at the moment. I don't know how much more I've got in me, but I'm just going to get back on the water today and see what I can do. I have to make it to the city of Bittur and find myself some accommodation there. It's 44 kilometers away, which makes it one of the biggest paddles to date. Considering the overall mental and physical condition I'm in, I just don't know if that's possible. We're about to find out. The usual crowd of curious onlookers that I've come accustomed to see me off at the Ghat. I'm starting to really enjoy these moments.
See everybody. Bye. Dhanyavad, thank you.
I spot a particularly striking temple atop a Ghat in the distance, like something out of an Indiana Jones film. It's not long before Atiti Devo Bhava kicks in and I'm invited to lunch by a holy man.
Yeah, this is my enjoy party. This is my brother.
Hey!
मेरे brother हो.
His brother.
आइए, आइए. तो साथ पाते हैं साथ में. राधे राधे राधे. आप आइए.
I'll eat, yeah.
आ बेटा. आ जाओ.
The men prepare the chapati while the kids play in the shadow of these ancient temples. The kids jump at the opportunity to show me around these older than time mandirs and take every chance to try out their English skills.
If you can go straight, be careful here.
Wow, look at this. I'm tired, beat up, but also in awe of everything around me. It's almost like a dream. You'll hear me giggle often when I'm feeling overwhelmed or I'm too tired to find words.
Eat some prasad.
Nervous giggle right on cue. I've been invited to eat some prasad, which means eating food especially cooked for devotees after praise and thanksgiving to God.
So I'm here eating lunch with all my friends. It was a good lunch, yeah?
Yes.
Dal.
Chokha.
Chokka. Some red onions. This looks good, does it?
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. This is my friend.
Jai Shri Ram.
Radha. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you very much. Dhanyavad. Thank you, sir. Ram Ram.
As I leave, the holy man beckons me closer and places his hand upon my head, wishing me a safe journey and that he'll pray for it to be so. Free lunch, dessert, ancient temple tours, and a spiritual blessing.
That was awesome.
What more could you want from a stop at your local GAT?
Jai Shri Ram. See you guys. I have a problem. Sun's set and I'm still super far away from my destination. Looks like it could be another night paddle, which I'm not looking forward to.
And here I am, a sitting duck on the Ganges at night. Crocs, snakes, tigers, oh my!
Paddling in the dark.
I have two huge problems. Crocs are highly active at dusk, taking advantage of the cool air and optimal lighting conditions for them to hunt. Secondly, I could get completely disoriented and lose my way. This river is hundreds of meters across at some points. I don't like the sound of either scenario.
So, update, I'm officially lost. I can't see which direction I need to go in.
I've never felt so helpless and vulnerable in my life.
So I've hit a sandbank. So I'm out of the boat. Walking in the dark. Through the river. Trying to get off this sandbank and looking for the right direction to go. This is pretty much rock bottom right now. So over it. So friggin' over it.
Following the lights and sounds that are bouncing across the water of the Ganges like a skipping stone, I find myself at the ghat of an ashram. I have no choice but to just walk up these steps and hope they take me in. I could almost guarantee the Babas here have never seen a haggard, stinky Australian stagger up their back steps from the Ganges before.
That ashram didn't accept me. They just sent me back out onto the water. So now I'm floating in the dark, upstream on the Ganges. This is like worst case scenario. This is my nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Thanks for watching part 2 of my Holy River adventure. Please like, subscribe and share with your mates. Coming up in part 3, I push for the finish line while dealing with extreme exhaustion and racing against the clock to get to Varanasi before the 30 days is up.
Yeah.
सही है राइट
Ah.